Today we're going to talk about how you know your software team is being effective. This is a question that comes up a lot when we talk to non-technical founders or people who are, in a project leadership position but don't necessarily have, technical background and really haven't been working kind of with the software team for a long time. So what comes up is, I have a software team in place and it's not clear to me if they're being effective or not. They'll talk to me, they'll give me feedback, they'll explain where they are, but maybe you don't see the results that you're expecting. And so that does tend to happen. Software is very difficult. It's a hard thing to get right. And it's very easy for developers to get kind of down into the weeds working on a big piece of technology for a long period of time, or they get stuck, or there's a lot of different things that they could be doing that you don't have insight into as a project leader, because there's no clear visible way of like what are they doing and what are they delivering. At the end of the day though, what they're delivering is the value to your customers. So that's where to start. What are they actually delivering? You might have somebody, developer, if you're working on a kind of a larger project, it's been working on something for a month, 2 months, and you're starting to think, okay, this is a long period of time, and it is, but they could be doing something valuable during that 1-2 month period. So what I do as kind of as a project leader, when I see developers working on something that I know is going to take a long time, the question always comes back to, how can we break this down to smaller pieces? How can we deliver an MVP of this feature or an MVP of this task without having to do too much? Can we spin this up in parallel to the existing system that you're next to, or can we break this down into smaller pieces so that we can deliver something initially that maybe it isn't completely functional, but we can see that we have a path to success for this piece of technology. So for non-technical founders, for people who maybe don't have that insight, that's the first question to ask is, can we break this down into smaller pieces? Or if somebody's been working on something for a while, just ask them, what's the simplest path to delivering something from the work that you're doing? So at Creative Minds, the way we handle this is we use something called continuous delivery. And continuous delivery is a way to constantly have that visibility on what's being built. We're not waiting to release after 3 months or 4 months or even a year. We're trying to deliver stuff every sprint. In Agile, we use Scrum, we use 2-week sprints. And so what we're saying is every work that we're going to be working on, we want to break it down into a maximum of 2-week time period so that we can deliver that in 2 weeks. Ideally, we're delivering every day or every week. But if we have something big, we're gonna break that down, deliver it in chunks over those 2-week periods. And using continuous delivery, we're going to be pushing that to a test or production environment very quickly to give you feedback on what's working. So I know a lot of firms, aren't quite at the stage where they can just put continuous delivery into place. That's kind of a long-term goal, although it's not that difficult to do. But the other thing you can do is really just ask your developers, ask your development team, how can we break this into smaller chunks? Is there something I can see? Even if it's something on the back end, is there some way to make this clear and visible? And ask for kind of a more regular cadence, and that's the way to really uncover what's happening, get some visibility in the process, is have a cadence of delivery, have a culture focused on delivery and breaking things into smaller pieces. Hope that helps. I know there's a lot more to this question and we'll be talking about in future videos. Thanks. We hope you enjoyed the video today. For more tips and best practices in software development, please subscribe to our channel on YouTube and like this video.